What if I told you that the people closest to you, the ones you trust the most, could be the very poison holding you back? Every word they speak, every glance they throw, quietly pulls you deeper into a darkness you didn't even realize you were sinking into. And the worst part? It's not just their toxicity anymore. It's becoming yours. Stop. Think. How long will you let their chaos destroy your peace before you walk away? This powerful opening creates a sense of urgency and introspection, pulling the audience in with an emotional and relatable question. Toxicity isn't loud. It doesn't scream or announce itself. It seeps in like smoke through a crack in the door, silent but suffocating. You don't even realize it's there until you're choking on it. At first it feels like love wrapped in harsh words, like care hidden behind controlling actions. They say it's for your own good, that you're overreacting, and so you stay. You stay because you believe them. But here's the truth. Every moment you spend in their chaos, you lose a piece of yourself, your energy, your confidence, your peace. It's all slipping away. But here's the thing. They don't tell you. Walking away isn't weakness. It's strength. It's recognizing that their toxicity doesn't have to define you, that you deserve better than a life spent fighting battles you didn't start. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden ways their negativity consumes you, how to break free, and most importantly, how to reclaim the power you didn't even realize they'd taken. It's time to stop waiting for them to change. It's time to choose yourself. Let's dive in. At first, it seems harmless. A sarcastic remark here, a dismissive gesture there. You brush it off, telling yourself they're just having a bad day. But then, the little things pile up. Their words start cutting deeper. Their actions become more calculated, and suddenly you're walking on eggshells around someone you thought cared for you. Here's the trap. They make you question yourself. Am I overreacting? Did I do something wrong? It spreads like a shadow, consuming every part of your life. Your mental health suffers, your relationships strain, and your dreams fade into the background. They drain you of your energy, not by yelling, but by eroding your self-worth, one passive-aggressive comment at a time. And here's the worst part. They're not going to stop. Toxic people thrive on control, on keeping you small so they can feel big. They'll never admit their faults or acknowledge the harm they've caused. They'll keep spinning the same web of lies and excuses, expecting you to stay tangled in it forever. So, what do you do when you're caught in this cycle? Do you stay, hoping they'll change? Or do you take the risk, the terrifying leap, and walk away? That's the question that haunts so many of us. But here's the truth. Every moment you stay, their toxicity becomes yours. Every second you wait, you lose a little more of yourself. This isn't just about them anymore. It's about you. It's about reclaiming your life before it's too late. Let's talk about how to break free. There comes a moment when the noise of their words starts to fade, when the weight of their judgment begins to lift, and for the first time, you see things clearly. You realize that the problem was never you. It was never your flaws, your mistakes, or your shortcomings. It was them. It was their toxicity, their inability to face their own darkness that they projected onto you. At first, this clarity is painful. It's hard to accept that someone you cared about, someone you trusted, could cause so much damage. But then, That pain becomes fuel. It becomes the spark that ignites your transformation. You start to understand that walking away isn't weakness. It's the ultimate act of strength. You begin small. Maybe it's setting boundaries for the first time. You say, "No, I won't tolerate this anymore." And suddenly, you feel a flicker of power that had been buried for so long. They push back. Of course. Toxic people always do. They'll guilt you, shame you, manipulate you into thinking you're the villain. But now, their tactics don't land the same way. Why? Because you're no longer seeking their validation. You've realized that your worth isn't tied to their approval. The shift continues. Each step you take away from their negativity, you take one closer to yourself, your passions, your dreams, your voice. You remember what it feels like to laugh freely, to make decisions without fear, to live without constantly second-guessing yourself. And then comes the real breakthrough. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of their toxicity. Instead, you see yourself as a survivor, a warrior, who endured the storm and came out stronger. You realize that their words, their actions, their attempts to control you were never a reflection of you. They were a reflection of their own insecurities and failures. With this realization comes a new kind of power. It's quiet at first, like a seed planted in fertile soil. But it grows, and it grows fast. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to them or to anyone else. You don't need their closure or their apology. You don't need them to acknowledge the harm they've caused, because your healing is not dependent on them. And as you rise, you start to notice something incredible. The very things they use to try to tear you down, your empathy, your resilience, your kindness, become your greatest strengths. They underestimated you because they thought these qualities made you weak. But now, you see that they're the reason you survived. The final transformation isn't about revenge or proving them wrong. It's about reclaiming your life, your energy, and your peace. It's about walking away, not because you're running, but because you've outgrown them. It's about choosing yourself unapologetically and knowing deep down that you deserve so much more than the scraps they were willing to offer. This is your rising moment. The chains they tried to wrap around you have become the foundation of your armor. The pain they caused has become your strength. And now, when you look in the mirror, you don't see someone broken or damaged. You see someone powerful, someone unshakable, someone who will never settle for less again. You've walked through the fire, and you've come out forged, not burned. And now, the only direction left to go is forward. This is the moment when everything becomes crystal clear. The people who drained you, manipulated you, and planted seeds of self-doubt thought they had won. They thought their words, their actions, their toxic games had left you too broken to rise. But what they didn't realize was that every single time they pushed you down, they were sharpening your resolve. And now, the confrontation isn't about screaming matches or grand gestures. It's about something far more powerful: your silence and your choice to walk away. When you stand in front of them, you're no longer the person they remember. They see it in your eyes, the strength, the clarity, the unshakable confidence they never wanted you to have. You look at them, and for the first time, you're not looking for an apology or validation. You're not trying to prove your worth or make them understand the pain they caused. You've outgrown their toxicity, and that alone is your greatest triumph. They might try to pull you back into their web, throwing accusations, playing the victim, or even begging for forgiveness, but none of it works anymore. The hooks they once had in you are gone. You've cut those strings, and now you're free. And the best part? You don't need their downfall to feel victorious. Nothing moves us through instantaneously, then eventually they don't even try. You are outgrown their downfall, as I. You have absolutely nothing to hide. And we're on the same side. Your victory is in your peace, your growth, your ability to walk away and build a life where their negativity has no place. Their power over you has evaporated, and that terrifies them more than anything. As you turn to leave, you feel it, the weight of their toxicity falling off your shoulders, replaced by something lighter, something stronger. You've reclaimed yourself. You've reclaimed your life. This isn't about revenge or even justice. It's about freedom. It's about finally breaking the cycle and walking away, not in anger, but in power. You don't need to destroy them, because they've already destroyed themselves in their attempt to control you. The confrontation ends not with a bang, but with a quiet, resolute step forward. You leave behind the chaos, the pain, and the poison. And as you walk away, you carry with you the greatest lesson of all, that no one's toxicity can define you. Only you can. Standing at the edge of a new beginning, you realize the truth that had been buried beneath the noise of their toxicity. Your power was never gone. It was simply waiting. Waiting for you to recognize that the storms they created were never stronger than the calm you could find within yourself. Now you are unshaken. The voices that once echoed in your mind, telling you that you weren't enough, have faded into silence. In their place is a strength born not of anger, but of clarity. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, least of all to those who thrived on your pain. Your new power isn't loud or vengeful. It's quiet, steady, and unstoppable. It's in the boundaries you set, the self-respect you've reclaimed, and the peace you protect. It's in knowing that walking away wasn't weakness. It was the ultimate act of courage. You've built a life that reflects who you truly are, unshackled by their expectations or their manipulation. And with every step forward, you grow even stronger. The person you've become is someone who understands their worth, someone who no longer allows others to define them. As you move into this new chapter, you feel a profound sense of freedom. You are no longer weighed down by the toxic energy that once consumed you. Instead, you're filled with purpose, resilience, and a quiet determination to live fully, unapologetically, and authentically. This is your story now, and it's no longer about them. It's about you, your growth, your strength, and your power. You've not just survived, you've risen. And the life ahead is yours to create, free from the shadows of their toxicity. If you're ready to reclaim your power and walk away from the toxicity holding you back, don't let this message stop here. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below about your own journey. We're in this together. your story could inspire someone else to rise.